So Iraq has been like one of the countries within the Middle East and the GCC that it was known mainly for the oil and gas project. Iraq, we've seen like a lot of investment and a lot of like new routes that Iraq is going forward. Power projects are there, renewable projects are there, a lot of infrastructure. But what we've seen for the last 10 years, like the Iraqi local talent pool are getting really higher. Okay, the proportion like that we've seen it like 10 years ago when we started within the Iraq, or 13 years ago, that like more expatriate people versus local, it's totally changed. Still expatriate are a demand more into the supervision and training roles within Iraq. It is amazing journey to see all this expansion, and it's amazing journey to see all this development happening as a country, as a skilled people, and even as us in a team supporting this operation.
As Iraq continues to grow and develop, the country is making significant strides in energy, infrastructure, and job creation. The combination of traditional and new industries in Iraq have attracted global investments, leading to the development of new projects and the creation of job opportunities for local talent. With a booming solar industry, hydro projects, and transport and infrastructure to support economic growth, Iraq is gradually becoming a hub for energy and infrastructure development in the Middle East. The government's commitment to attracting foreign investment and fostering a business-friendly environment has also played a crucial role in the country's evolving economic landscape. In this podcast, we speak with Lina Abouafifa, Regional Account Manager in our Iraq office, to explore the current state of Iraq's energy sector, infrastructure projects, the growing job market, and opportunities and challenges.
So my name is Lina Abouafifa. I work as a Regional Account Manager for like the key accounts within NES Fircroft, based in our Dubai office, and dealing with our Iraq operation.
So the first question I've got today is, what is the current landscape in terms of innovation and new projects in Iraq?
So Iraq has been like one of the countries within the Middle East and the GCC that it was known mainly for the oil and gas project. So that was the case for the last 100 years, and even like the celebration for the 101st oil discovered in Iraq will be coming in September, October time. However, recently, and as it's happening within the GCC countries in the Middle East in general, Iraq, we've seen like a lot of investment and a lot of like new routes that Iraq is going forward. So power projects are there, renewable projects are there, a lot of infrastructure, road, and even transportation is getting like bigger and bigger, and like more investment happening in Iraq. So yes, it's big time now in Iraq, and like we've seen a lot of new diversifications happening in Iraq, and like we're happy to support on that.
Brilliant, thank you. So just thinking a little bit more about nationalisation and the expat population, how has the talent pool in Iraq changed in the last 5 to 10 years?
When I started with Iraq in general, like it was like mainly like having more talent within expatriate people to go to Iraq, okay? To train Iraqi national, there was like a lot of experience within the field. There was like problem even with some of the languages, and English is like not like the right skills. But what we've seen for the last 10 years, like the Iraqi local talent pool are getting really higher, okay? So we can find skilled people. A lot of Iraqi nationals are exposed, in fact, like to international company, exposed to some training outside of the country. So like we can, the proportion like that we've seen it like 10 years ago when we started within the Iraq, or 13 years ago, that like more expatriate people versus local, it's totally changed. Still expatriate are a demand more into the supervision and training roles within Iraq, but more development with the talent pool for Iraqi nationals are there. And I think this is like the whole target within the governmental and within the Iraq itself, to have more nationalization and localization, to have like more skilled and talent pool within the country. For the last like, let's say 2 to 3 years, we've seen a lot of implementation within the Iraq labor burden that makes even hiring expatriate are more difficult in Iraq, okay? So for an agency like ourselves, and an international big agency like ourselves to hire, and for any agency to be able to hire any expatriate or local national, there's a MOLSA certificate that needs to be within the agency. So we have the MOLSA, which is perfect. So we can hire expat and local nationals, good for us. And this is why like hiring local national and having skilled local people, it's easier, as it can take from 6 to 12 weeks to get a visa for an expatriate in Iraq. So it is not as easy as it was like previously, which is all aligned with the target of nationalization in Iraq in all countries.
That's great, thank you. So just thinking a little bit more about some of the more broader challenges as well. What challenges do businesses face a bit more generally when trying to find and recruit the right talent in country?
To recruit in Iraq, people are more open, in fact, to go to Iraq. However, the problem is it's still not a clear country for them. People needs to be, first of all, like open to the Iraq as a country. Then like we go and explain our experience in Iraq, okay, for this one. Companies in Iraq, multinational company, even like local companies who get like Iraqi nationals, are taking a lot of measurement when it comes to security to secure their people. So I think this is one of the things, in addition of the regulation, I think the security or affecting or like talent pool to be ready for us to go.
That's great. So we talk quite a lot within our podcasts around employer of record, EOR, which is obviously prevalent across the Middle East. But just thinking about Iraq specifically in your experience, how does EOR solve some of these challenges that businesses might be facing?
Employee of record, and like this is like a trendy, how we said, like solution that is used now for most of the companies. Okay, I think one of the things that like expatriate people are looking for, especially when they go to Iraq, it's mainly like a project duration. So it could be like a 6 month, 1 year, depending what's the project. And it could be like, of course, for other projects, like a longer duration. However, I have a lot of clients who wants to keep their own employee. So they are their employees. However, they need them for some project in Iraq. It gives confidence to the employee that he's not losing his job, that he's only going for a temporary part, that he is still keeping the same terms and conditions he had it with his own company now. But I think it gives more like a confidence to the person or confidence to the expatriate employee people that he is gaining more than he's losing. And like he will trust us more. We will monitor or we will like align everything as per his terms and conditions with his current company now. And in addition, he will have like a real transparent model from his side and from like the company, his company side. Okay, the fact that we have this experience in Iraq gives the company the more like confidence from our side. On the same time, we will provide him with the whole like insurance that will be like not securing him, but like at least give him this security to work there in Iraq. That's when it comes to the expatriate part of the work. We're seeing a lot of trend, even like hiring locals on the EOR model. Okay, and the main thing for this model now, it's like getting all the liability out when it comes to these local people. However, like it's all like chapter of liability that goes out from the company. So we're seeing a lot of now part of our international companies who are asking for EOR, even for local nationals, which goes with the whole diversity that we're seeing now.
All right, that's really interesting. We talk quite a lot about EOR in terms of expats and foreign labour, but that's quite a new idea from Iraq and the Middle East to be using EOR more comprehensively as an overall management tool. So that's really interesting that they're doing that.
That goes for the thing that like we just signed an EOR with the company. It's a Jordanian company. However, the EOR solution was for Iraqi nationals. But it was like a full package with an EOR solution for this company where they give us their terms and conditions. They give us all their annexes they want like to put on the agreement. They give us all the documents they need these Iraqi guys to be done. However, we take the full liability from our side and mirror their work pattern, mirror like their rules. But it was the first EOR, in fact, solution contract that we done it in Iraq, and it was for local people.
Just moving on to the next question we've got then. What is likely to change within recruitment in Iraq in the next 5 to 10 years? Will it become easier or more difficult to hire expats? Will more nationals be hired as a result? What do you think is going to change in the near to mid future?
I can see that Iraq is going through a big development plan that they have it for the 5-10 years. Okay, a lot of announcements are happening within Iraq diversity, Iraq project, Iraq vision for the next like 5 to 10 years. Okay, it's very exciting when you see the news. In fact, and look to this one big part of the Iraq operation for these many years. It's so impressive, like how the development for this country is going. Okay, yeah, it was a little bit like slow at the beginning, but now we can see that things are moving more faster. Okay, it is aligned with our vision as a company, and the whole like development and news that's happening with Iraq is within the same thing. So Iraq is going for a lot of projects within the power. They need electricity. To get the electricity, they need water. To get the water, a lot of water projects are there. It's very sunny in Iraq, okay, and like it's sunny like a lot of time, a lot of months within the year. Solar and panel solar is something that like Iraq is looking forward. Okay, to have all these things, you need trucks and you need like equipment and things. So like a lot of road and transportation projects are there. Okay, that's part of like one project that can get you 6 projects around it to be done. One of the biggest projects that it's announced in Iraq now, it's to have like a whole railway for a train to be going from Iraq until Turkey and from Turkey to Europe. So they want like to have a whole rail thing from going through from Iraq and having like this opening to Europe too. So like it's not only like having something that it's more Iraq and a neighborhood. We're talking more about like going outside of their borders, which is like a big investment to be happening. We've seen a number of countries who have more interest in Iraq project now. Okay, so like was mainly like dominated by like American, British, like more international company. We're seeing like more of other companies' nationality over there. So Jordan, as a country within the Middle East, is investing a lot of in Iraq. So Turkey have a lot of investment now. France and the big project of Ratawi in Iraq. It's a big project that has already one oil field has 5 projects inside it. Okay, we had like ideas, and there's ideas in Iraq from a long time. However, now like this, it's time for them to work it out. So it's really exciting how like when you go to seminars, you found like a really high skilled Iraqi nationals being in the seminars, talk about their experience, talk about their projects. So I'm sure that like within the 5 next years, it will be like big development within Iraq. It's really promising. Iraq, it's still country that like there is a way of investment in all kind of industries. Okay, people are more open to work now, and like very exciting to see that even the female talent pool within nationals are really getting improved. So like they are really in leaders job now and like leader roles, and they are like having more opportunity to talk and express and even to be trained. So yeah, like when I started like with the first like 13 people to be hired in Iraq, it's totally different when we talk about like now we're almost 1,400 people or contractors working as an NES in Iraq. It is amazing journey to see all this expansion, and it's amazing journey to see all this development happening as a country, as a skilled people, and even as us in a team supporting this operation.
That's great, thank you. And then the last question we've got today, just thinking a bit more broadly now, what are the big changes or the big predictions that you might have coming up in the next few years that clients should be aware of?
So for now, like there is like the nationalization target, it's 1-to-1. So it's more like one local, we can get one expat person, okay, as a percentage or as like a quota in Iraq, okay. The needs for expatriate will be still happening for the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years. The needs of the numbers or the number of expatriate needed will be definitely decreasing within the development that it's happening within the Iraqi national thing. But in general, expatriate experience in Iraq are very welcomed. Okay, so people are welcoming people to come. They need to learn. It's only on the same time they need to have more nationalization and they need to have their people working, which is makes sense. And it's like I would say it's like the whole GCC is going to the whole thing. The whole Middle East is going through a lot of nationalization thing. So why Iraq will be different? But they will still need expatriate people. So please come to us for that.
Great, thank you. So that's all the questions I had for today for our podcast. Thank you very much for your time and going into detail on these topics that I think our clients will find really interesting.
Thank you, Matt. That was a pleasure.
This has been Staffing Strategies Simplified, brought to you by NES Fircroft. We hope you've enjoyed this episode and its many key takeaways about the wealth of opportunities in Iraq across a wide range of key industries. If you'd like to learn more about how NES Fircroft is supporting this growth with local and international talent, why not talk to us today by visiting www.nesfircroft.com or following us on social media.